Hi everyone, it's Stephanie. I wanted to show you some of the books that I got at BookCon this year. Yes, it was over a month ago, but you know, whatever, we're just gonna roll with it. So I got a lot of kids books and I got a lot of young adult books. So I'm gonna try and separate them into those two different categories. I will put some timestamps here, so if you're interested in one genre over the other, you can take a look at those. But here are some books that I got. Some of them are out already. Some of them are still up and coming. So I will try and also let you know of any dates that are important, whether the book has already come out or if it's coming out in the future. I'll be sure to include those dates for you. And I'll also put some links down below to where you can find these books on Goodreads, and then from there you can go and find them at your local bookstore or online if you so choose. So I think I am going to start with the kids books. I went to BookCon with a fellow teacher, Amber. I will leave a link above and down below where you can see our sort of vlog that we did. There's not a whole lot of talking in it, lots of really poor editing just because I didn't get a whole lot of footage that weekend. But anyways, Amber and I went to BookCon together, and because we're both in the education field, we focused a lot on children's books. I think next year I will look at children's books as well, but I also want to try and get some more YA books next year. But I did get some more YA. That is generally what I tend to read. I have gotten a few adult books that I've been reading lately, but I am very big into YA. So I got a couple books that I was really excited for, some that I went with the intention of getting, and some that I just kind of happened upon. But I'm really excited to share them all with you. So I'm going to start off with the children's book, so here we go. Before we get into actual books, I am going to show you these two sort of catalogs that I got. Both of them have lists of books in them that I think are really cool. This one is from Scholastic. And what I really like about this is that it categorizes books based on age. Is that gonna focus? It categorizes books on age, so if you look up in the top corner, there is the age that those books are intended for. But then also it tells you about the representation in each book. So there are different topics and themes that are included, and there's a little key here to help you figure out what each topic is. So it might be a topic on race, or a topic on immigration, or ability, or health. And so those are all in there, and then you can kind of see each book will have little circles below it, and those correspond to the topic that is covered in that book. So I think this is really cool. I let my social worker and some of the teachers that I work with take a look at that, so that way they could sort of prepare their book lists for next year. But then in the back also there's an index with a list of all of the books and the topics that they cover. So I'm really excited. I will be ordering probably all of the books on this list. But I was really excited to see that. And there was also one from Magination Press. And these books are recommended by the American Psychological Association. So Magination Press is an imprint of the APA. So all these books have something to do with or are for supporting mental health and psychology, and I'm really excited that they had a booth there. I was able to get a couple books from them, which was really cool, and then also just add a whole bunch to my list of books that I want to get. So this catalog is really cool because it gives you the book cover, title, all that basic information. It gives you a little summary, and then it also gives you some things over on the side here, some selling points as they call them. So this will tell you things like if it is an own voices author, someone who is writing about their own experience, or various other things that might get you interested in purchasing and reading the book. So I really like the way this is set up too. So those are my two little catalog things that I got. So I did get some of the books that are mentioned in these catalogs, but I do plan on going through, ordering some, putting them on my classroom wish list, that kind of thing. Because I think these books are really amazing and they really help kids to understand the world around them, the things they're going through, the things that their classmates and their families are going through. So I was really glad that I came across these two catalogs of books. Next are two books that I got for free. I got to spin a little wheel. I will make sure to link, like I said, the vlog that I put together throughout the weekend of BookCon. But one of the things that I did was I spun a little wheel and then it landed on picture books, so I got a couple picture books. This book is Lucy and Lila by Allison Fletcher. It is a story about a young girl named Lucy who's very insistent on the fact that she has a pink elephant for a friend. And none of her friends believe her. They're making fun of her. The teacher insists that, oh, it must be a toy. And I think these pictures are just really beautiful. I really like this art style. This sort of colored pencil, kind of sketchy looking thing. But so, everyone else is talking about, you know, their weekend and their friends and all the things that they did. And Lucy is very insistent on the fact that she was playing with her pink elephant. And everyone's making fun of her. They're sure that she's making it up. But the big question is she? Is she actually making it up? But we see at the very end of the book, she gets off of the bus, and sure enough, there is a pink elephant named Lila waiting for her. So I just thought it was a really cute book. Yeah, the drawings are amazing. I love these illustrations. This book retails for $17. It's a hardcover, it's beautiful, and I got it for free, so I was very excited about that. One of the other books that I got from this wheel is this book called Mama Look. This book is by Patricia Murphy and David Diaz, and this one is also very beautiful. The words are very simple. There's a lot of Mama Look, and then whatever creature is looking back at them. So like this one says frogs, and then one of the baby frogs says Mama Look, and they see some fish, and it sort of goes through all these different animals, all these different creatures. And it's a very simple book, but it's also very beautiful. One of the things that you'll see a lot in the picture books that I got is that the illustrations are what really stood out to me. This one is absolutely amazing. And again, it's very simple and it's very repetitive, so kids can catch on when they're reading it. This book retails for $18 and I got it for free. So I'm excited. A book kids will love, free, my two favorite things. So the next few books that I got, I was able to meet the authors and illustrators and some of the people behind these books and talk to them about it or get them to sign it, so I'm really excited. So this first book that I got, Amber and I both got a copy of. It's called Boo Boo. And this is from a series of books for toddlers. This is published by Magination Press, so this is one of those books that they were giving out at the APA's little booth that they had set up. And so I did get this one signed. It was really sweet that both of the authors were able to sign this for me. I really like that. And they signed it to Miss D's class, so I will be putting this in my classroom. But it's really cute. It's about this little girl who falls down and gets a boo-boo. But she doesn't want anyone to touch it. She doesn't want anyone to try and make it feel better. But her daddy is able to help her put a Band-Aid on it, make it feel better, and just the main message of this story is that boo-boos get better. And so I was talking to Amber, and we were talking about it, and we were talking about all the different things we can do with this book. Not only, does she get a scratch, and we can talk about that basic first aid kind of thing, but we can also talk about those more hidden boo-boos, how you can't see every single boo-boo that someone has. And talking about getting help and how it's okay to get the help that you need to make those boo-boos better. So I'm really excited about this book. Yes, it is a toddler's book for, kids 2 and 3 years old, about putting Band-Aids on, but you can go a lot deeper with these books too, which is why I really like these sort of simple kids books, because there's so much that you can do with them with younger kids, but then also with kids as they get older too. So I'm really excited about this book. The next book that I also got from Magination Press at APA's Magination Press booth. And it's called Red, Yellow, Blue by Lysa Mullady. And this is another one that I got signed to Miss D's class, so that was very exciting. But this is a book about working together and all how everyone has their own special talents. And it talks about cooperation. And again, beautiful colors. Here you can see that red and yellow work together and they make orange. So there's, again, some very simple concepts. And you can talk about cooperation. You can talk about science and mixing colors. So there's lots of things that you can do with these books, which is why I'm really excited for them. Like I said, you know, you can use these books with young kids and go into the basic concepts or go even deeper with older kids. So I'm excited that there's, you know, different opportunities depending where I end up, what age groups I end up working with. I can do lots of different things with these books. The next freebie I got, so excited about. This one has not come out yet. Okay, I don't know when this one comes out, but this is an advanced reader's copy, so I'm super excited about that. But I'm also just really excited about the topic and being able to include books like this in my classroom library. So this one is called The GayBCs by M.L. Webb. This is another one that I actually got signed to Miss D's class. They were so sweet to be able to sign this for me and talk about it. And I told them that I was going to be putting this in my classroom, and the author was just so excited. So it was really sweet to get to see that. And get to show these authors that their books are going to make an impact. But this is so, so cute. It's an alphabet book, but it uses words related to the LGBT community, like G is for gay, and H is for hope. And so it goes through and really talks about what these words mean. So what does the word queer mean? You know, sometimes we hear that used as an insult. Some people have reclaimed that as their own identity. So it talks about what those words mean, talks about respect. And so it's not just words related to the LGBT community, it's not just those identities, but words that go along with it, like respect and hope and kindness. And so it's really exciting to get to see these words kind of put together. So not only is it, this is what gay means, they put in that, you know, using respect to treat everyone fairly. And it's just, it's so sweet, and I'm so excited that I have this book. The one commentary that I have seen on this book is the very first letter, A, is for ally. And some people have had a problem with this. They think that it should have been ace or arrow or another related word rather than having ally be the first word, because they feel that it should be someone directly in the LGBT plus community. That would be the first thing that you see. But I will let you make that decision for yourself, what you think about it. But yeah, this is such a cute book, and I can't wait to share it with my kids. I did get to share this with some students who, I guess, very organically, the topic of Pride Month came up in the social emotional learning class for one of my third grade classes. And I gave this book to the teacher, and he handed it off to the student that started the conversation and some of the other kids, and they really liked it. And it's really cool for the kids to get to see a book that hasn't come out yet, so they can be on the lookout for it. And I just really loved being able to share my excitement about these new books with the kids, so they could see that, you know, not only are we teaching them to read, but we as educators are reading ourselves, and we get excited about books, so then the kids get excited about books. One of the books that they really got excited for, this is a little bit of an older book than the books that I've shown you previously, but this book, Guts. My kids absolutely love this series. I had one of my kids who doesn't do a whole lot of reading, isn't very into it, who was reading Smile by the same author as a part of this series, and he absolutely loved it. It is a graphic novel, which I think was what really drew him to it, because it wasn't as scary with lots of words because there were pictures in it. But these are so popular with the third graders that I've been working with, and with the fourth graders too. So I was able to show them this little sneak peek. It's just a little sampler. It's not the whole book. The book comes out September 17th, but I was able to show this to them and, you know, kind of tease that I got a sneak peek of the new book coming out. They were so excited about it. They were all begging to read it. I did let some of them take a look, and I was really encouraging them to pick this up when it comes out in September. They loved the idea of getting to take a look at it before it even came out. So that was really cool. The next two children's books that I'm going to show you, I purchased. So all the other ones I've shown you so far, I was given for free. I did have to pay to attend the convention itself, but those books were handed to me just, you know, because I was in line for them. But these next two I did pay for myself. But again, I got to meet the author, which was really cool, and I will be adding these to my classroom library. This one is called Chunky and the Obese. I really wanted to buy this book because it is a graphic novel style, which a lot of my third graders seem to really like, but also because the illustrator shares my last name, so I had to get it to represent. This one was signed to Miss Dominguez's class, which was really special. But so the author of this book was telling me that he decided to write this book because his wife is a pediatrician, and she would come home and talk about some of the health problems that she was seeing really creep up in the kids that she was working with. And one of the things they were talking about is obesity. So in this book, our friend Chunky goes to the doctor and hears that he's in danger of being obese. Now, he, being a child, does not understand the word obese and hears obese and thinks that he's going to turn into some big monster. So it's just kind of him learning about obesity and what that means and how to make healthy decisions. It talks about food and exercise and things like that to really help teach him how to take care of his body. I will leave a link to a post I did about talking about eating and exercise and health with kids, because I think that's a topic that's really important and we don't talk about enough. But I will be looking to get more books like this that talk about ways to take care of your body in a healthy way that's really promoting the health of things and eating a variety of foods and doing a variety of exercises. So I think that that'll be a really good thing to include in my classroom. The other book that I purchased is so cute, and again, I got to meet the author, which was really fun, and that's Ricky, the Rock That Couldn't Roll. So this book is so cute. I love it, and basically, it's a story about this rock named Ricky who has a flat side, and because of this flat side, he cannot roll down the hill with his friends. So with all of this, his friends decide that they are going to help him. They are going to figure out a way that he can roll with them. So they try all these different things, and eventually they're able to mold him another side so that way he can roll with them. And so this is really a metaphor for prosthetics and physical disabilities, and because I plan on working in special education and really focusing on seeing the ability in the people around you rather than the disability, it was really cool to be able to see this book where they're trying to figure out a way that this rock can participate even though he's different than the other ones. So I think it's really cute, really sweet. It is signed to Miss D's class and says, "You rock," which I think is really cute. But yeah, so those are the children's books that I collected. My battery is running out right now, so I'm going to charge that. And then later on, I'll bring you back here and I'll show you some of the other books that I got. Here's a little sneak peek. But I'm going to show you some of the YA books after I charge my camera. Okay, I am back. My battery is charged and I have 6 books left to share with you. Well, 6 things. 2 of them are actual copies of books, and then some of them are sneak peeks. So first I will start off showing you the little sneak peeks. I am not a huge fan of this Netflix series, but I thought it was cool, so I picked it up. This is a sneak peek at the next official novel for Stranger Things. This one is called Darkness on the Edge of Town. So I don't watch Stranger Things. I don't know much about it. I didn't know that they were making a book series. But apparently this came out May 2019. So this is just like a little chapter sampler, a little sneak peek, a couple different chapters of this book. So yeah, pretty cool. Maybe I will start watching the show. Who knows? So the next preview that I have is, again, a chapter sampler. So it's just a little bit of a sneak peek of a book that comes out in October. It's called The Beautiful. And so this book I got because it looked really pretty. I thought that the cover was beautiful, pun intended. But also it is a vampire book. And I've heard that this is the book that's going to bring vampires back into YA, so I am very excited. It is a historical fiction novel, which I don't read a whole lot of, but I like the sci-fi aspect of it, so I might try and pick this up. We will see. But so this takes place in New Orleans in 1872, and it sounds like there's some underground vampires going on, maybe a little bit of some forbidden love, some age-old feuds. So I think it's going to be really cool. I'm excited to see this one. I haven't read anything by this author before, but the idea of vampires coming back into YA makes me really excited. So I'm excited to take a look at this one. So the next two things I'm going to show you are sneak peeks of various books in one binding. So for example, this book, this thing that I got, is from I Read YA, and it has chapter samplers of 4 different books in it. So it has a sampler from Stepsister, The Love and Lies of Rukhsana Ali, The Music of What Happens, and Last of Her Name. So you can take a look and kind of see they have broken it up so that way there is a little title page and then a sneak peek of that book. And then on the back it has a list of other books that are actually like all books that I want to read. So since I really like some of the books that they mentioned on the back, or they're books that are currently on my TBR, I definitely think I will like the books or the sneak peeks that are inside here. So I'm excited. This is going to be really cool. There are lots of different books, lots of representation involved in these, various cultures, races, ethnicities, sexual and gender identities, lots of different things, so I'm really excited to see how this goes. The other sort of combination of sneak peeks I got is from Underlined, Get Underlined, and so I got this because I participated in this little event where you would roll a die and then you got to win one of the 5 books that they had here. So this includes sneak peeks from Wilder Girls, Full Disclosure, Scars Like Wings, House of Salt and Sorrows, and the Babysitters Coven. I don't know a whole lot about each of these books, but I will give you a little sneak peek. I've heard very good things about Wilder Girls. I have heard it compared to Lord of the Flies, so that's the thing. House of Salt and Sorrows is said to be full of ghosts and gods and a fascinating waterfront world. So that sounds pretty cool. Girl Like Wings is heartbreaking, beautiful, and ultimately uplifting, which is everything I love about books. So that one sounds good. And then the Babysitter's Coven is compared to The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, which I don't watch, but I've kind of thought about maybe checking out. I don't really know. And then Full Disclosure sounds really good. And, spoiler alert, that's actually one of the complete copies that I got. So this is an advanced reader's copy. So this book comes out in October. And this one sounds so good to me. So our main character, Simone, is starting over at a new school, and she's really excited for a fresh start, to get to make new friends and kind of start over. And she ends up meeting this boy that she really likes. They start dating, but she has this secret that she wants to share with him, but she's kind of nervous how he'll respond. And it turns out that she is HIV positive. So she's really struggling with how to share this information while still protecting herself. And she starts getting these anonymous notes in her locker that threaten to expose this secret of hers if she doesn't break up with her boyfriend. So there's a little bit of a mystery, a little bit of taking charge and being in control, and what she wants to share with the world. So this one sounds really good, and I am so excited for this book. Like, you don't even know. I was so excited to get this one. I'm pretty sure my friend Amber got Wilder Girls, but I don't remember. I'll have to ask her. But I am super excited for this book. The last YA book that I got was one that I went into the convention wanting to get a copy of, wanting to meet the author and talk to them, and I ended up getting this in one of the little bags that they gave out for free, so I was so excited. This book has come out already, but I have an uncorrected proof version, so this is not like the official version, but it did come out at the end of May, on May 28th. But this is I Wish You All the Best by Mason Deaver. I love this book. I read it. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I thought it was so cute. So basically, it is about this kid, Ben, who comes out to their family as non-binary and ends up getting kicked out of the house. So they have to sort of start over this new life, living with their sister, going to a new school, and trying to figure out how much of themselves they want to share with the world, because they're going through this pain of getting kicked out, and, you know, just really hurting, so they're trying to protect themselves. So it's about, you know, friendships and sharing yourself with the people who care about you, and it's so cute. I have read this. I loved it. I highly recommend, especially, you know, if this is something that you experience. I, as a cis woman, have not experienced the things that Ben experiences in this book, so it was really eye-opening to read this and get to hear their story. I also met the author, Mason, who was amazing. I kind of fangirled a little bit when I ran into them in, like, the convention center, and I think I might have scared them a little bit, so Mason, I'm sorry. But I was just so excited to get a hold of this book. I have a bunch of people in my lives who experience similar things to this, so it was just really great to have someone share such, like, a heartbreaking but also, like, really uplifting story. And one of the things that I've really been talking about with my teachers and coworkers, the people at my school, is really making sure that our books represent the kids in our schools. So because we have some trans kids in our school, one of the things that I really wanted to share with them was some books that include conversations about gender and about being trans. And so while this may be a little bit over the heads of our kids, because it is a 2nd through 4th grade school, and this is really written for teenagers, I don't think this one is appropriate. But the idea that there's literature out there with characters that our kids can relate to on so many different levels, I think is so important. I will leave a link to some really awesome resources of books that represent all different kinds of people. I have a list that I've sort of been growing. If you have any suggestions to add to that list, please let me know. I want to continue to grow it as much as I can, and I have it separated by age group too, so if something like this interests you, but you feel it's a little too old or complicated for your kids, there are definitely some in there that you can find that would be more appropriate. So that is it. Those are all the books that I took home from BookCon this year. I have a bunch of other things that I took home as well. So like little pins, keychains, some gift cards to some really cool stores and things like that. I got to take lots of pictures and meet really fun people, so I am so thankful for the experience to go to BookCon. I enjoyed it so much. I can't wait to go next year. I'm already planning. I told all of my teacher friends and all of my book lover friends that this was just an amazing experience, and we're already planning to go next year. So yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this video. I will leave links down below to all of the books I mentioned, as well as a list of all the books so you can find them in one place. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye!